man, this is awesome. I am so glad that we have the opportunity yet again to make another roundtable. February 7th, 2024. Spring, bring it on. Summer, bring it on. We're about to knock it out of the park, everybody. Get the energy up. Let's do this thing, right? We ready? We ready for this season? We ready to crush it? I know Eric is. I can see her smile, man. She's got it going, right? You ready for this? Yep. I know it's going to rock and roll. Team, is everybody sharpening, like you sharpening all your skills right now? You getting prepped for this season right now? Are you guys making sure that you're doing the work right now that you need to be doing to go out there and crush it? Raise your hand if you are, honestly. Raise your hand if you're doing that. Nice, nice. And if you didn't raise your hand, it's because you can't hear us. I guarantee it. We all have to be sharpening our spears, right? That's what we do right now. Cool. For all of you that are not on camera, please come on camera. The energy builds when you're on camera. We get to see each other and things get a little bit more intense when we're on camera, right? We can share as a community and see each other. If you're driving, be safe on the road, please. Or if you're in the middle of a park that sometimes you end up with your husband, Stephanie, in the middle of a park somewhere in the dark, you know how it goes. But let's have some fun tonight. Let's have some fun. There's going to be some good golden nuggets that are going to come out of tonight that you can apply and hopefully help you grow and scale your business. But before we get started, let's go ahead and take a look. We've got reactions down at the bottom. You can go ahead and raise your hand. You can send emojis. You also have that chat window. Feel free to chat. Ask questions in there, right? You can chat with everyone, or you can actually pick on the drop down who you want to chat with, and you could chat directly. The other one more request that I have, if you take a look at the bottom of my screen, you should see Asphalt Kingdom. Tell me if you see Asphalt Kingdom there right now. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. All right, cool. Check this out. I'm going to go and rename that to Judd, followed by my email address. Please do the same thing. It's not so we can spam you. It's because, of course, we want you guys to be able to network. Sorry, I had some pop-ups going on. And by the way, when I say we won't spam you, we won't spam you, but we will 100% send you emails of value that you're going to get, that you're going to be able to apply to your business and grow your business. So I just wanted to wink at that and give you a little bit of a grin. But we're all here to work together as a community to help build our businesses and grow. Who's here to actually invest into your future right now to help grow your business? Raise your hand if you're honestly here for that. Okay, cool. Cool. So in order to do that, we have to work together as a community to achieve that. Raise your hand if you believe that we're stronger as a community than we are alone. All right, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I see Billy. Billy's double hands up, right? I can guarantee that if you come every week and you have a notepad with you and you simply write down notes about what it is that we're speaking about on this meeting every Wednesday, I can guarantee that that's going to be like entering little secret nuggets into a vault that's going to yield dividends for you. And I know that we're all pointed for that. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to get it started right now. We're going to go around the board with wins. But before we do, Coach Skyler actually has a kickoff to get our blood going here, getting our body moving and our mind going. So Scott, I'm going to put you in the spotlight. Take us away, brother. Come off mute and let's do this thing.
We're doing 100 push-ups, 100 burpees, and 100 sit-ups, right? No.
What do we got to do?
We're going to do 10 to the left, 10 to the right, 10 overhead.
All right, cool. So what are we doing? We sitting or we standing?
I'm standing. I'm just short, bro. Maybe that's why it looks that way.
No, is everybody standing? You got to instruct us.
Stand up. Everybody stand up.
Let's go. Let's go.
Left first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Blood is going.
Let's go. Let's go. By the way, just so you all know, this is really awesome. So I'm in the middle of Antigua, Guatemala in Central America right now with my wife and my kiddos, and we're in an Airbnb. and my wife literally just beyond my laptop looked through the glass door with the face like, you guys are nuts. And I love that. That makes me so excited, right? Are we just average or are we different? Raise your hand if you think we're different. All right, cool. That's why we're investing into our future right now. We're doing things that are different. Let's make sure that when we're building our business, we're building our future. We're not just operating on that kind of average in the hamster wheel. Let's break out. Let's differentiate. Let's be doing things that are different than everyone else so that we can ultimately increase our conversion rates, build lifetime value, and grow the heck out of our company. You guys in for that? Yeah? Cool. Let's do this. Let's go around the board with some wins. I know there's a lot of wins going on. Stephanie, Coach Stephanie, what is happening? Where are you on planet Earth?
Hi, guess what? I just jumped out of the truck to do Skylar's warm up in a McDonald's parking lot. And so many people are looking at me out of the window like, what the heck is this girl doing? And my win tonight is so centered around this community because it's not like a business financial win or anything, but I got to meet Tim. We just came from an incredible dinner with Tim, and he actually has my kids in McDonald's right now making ice cream. So he promised them a McDonald's tour. So he's coming through on his promise. But that's what this, the kingdom is all about, right? Is like meeting each other, connecting, and just building these relationships. And so that's my win tonight, because I've met a lot of you on the screen now in person, and I love you all. And I finally got to meet Tim, who's a coaching client, and in person. And yeah, I'm just so happy. I love all of you. So that's my win.
Your energy is on fire. I love this. This is so great. The way to bring the first win kickoff. And how cool is it in Gaffney? Isn't that a cool spot?
So I'm not actually in Gaffney. I don't know where we are. I don't know. We just went from one of the McDonald's that you guys did, and then we went to dinner. Now we're at a different McDonald's. I have no idea where we are. We're somewhere in South Carolina.
Stephanie, if Anthony's still inside, you should probably be concerned. The Nuggets overconsumption is probably starting to happen.
I heard. Hold on. I'm going to try to turn my screen around so that you guys can see. Whoops.
He would be like,
here, I'll sign off with this picture. This is what the picture we just took at dinner. But I heard about the Nuggets. I heard about the fact that there was like not any left.
At least 100 a day. At least.
But yeah, so that's my win.
Awesome.
I just, this community is amazing for meeting each other, building relationships, and having those relationships like continue and be strong, like especially heading into this season for those of us that like are off season. It's just so magical to have like-minded business owners that you can just collaborate with and bounce things off of. And yeah, so I'm glad I got to sort of start off the wins, and I know that everybody else has like awesome wins, but I just wanted to share that. So
what a supercharged win. I love that. Thank you, Coach Stephanie. We appreciate you. We love you. Cool. All right, let's keep rocking around the board. We got some more wins. By the way, can everybody hear me loud and clear right now? Is that good? Thumbs up if you can. All right, cool. I figured out that I was using a different audio source through my webcam. So I think we're set now. Thank you, Robert. Mr. Robert Wallace. Look, I'm going to put him right in the spotlight. You ready for this, Robert? Here you go. Here you go. Robert is the newest member of Asphalt Kingdom, who is another lighthouse that joined our company. Literally got to meet the sales team today, and Robert's going to be paying it forward, working hard to make sure that we're solving problems over delivering the value. Welcome to the roundtable, brother.
Hey, thank you, man. I love the energy. This is awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm glad I jumped on here to meet you guys, and look forward to a bunch more.
Welcome, big warm welcome to the team, man. And you'll see that you can see the culture is not only inside AK, but culture. You'll see smiling faces and people paying it forward nonstop here. So,
well, I just, I like the way you just like pour me into everything, and whether I'm ready or not, it's here you go, buddy.
As the old saying goes, we better get started right now, because if we're not, then we're just going to be a little late to the start. So let's just get started, right? Let's have fun. Cool. Awesome. All right. Any other wins? I know that there are some wins. Olivier, you've got a win, man. Do you want to share your win, brother? Oliver? You're muted. So if you come off mute, then let's share. Do you want to share your win?
All right. Well, let's say it's a win. I'm going to be coached through Mr. Skyler, Speedy Gonzalez man. Yeah, we'll manager first. Hey, Skyler, how are you?
Hey, brother, how are you?
Oh, fine, fine. I feel better now.
Good.
Okay.
Let's take this thing to the moon.
Yeah, we'll be better on Friday morning. Yeah, we go through this.
Friday morning. Yep. Friday morning will be kickoff.
Oh yeah.
So everyone, see, I just want everybody to see this right now, okay?
Yeah.
I cannot wait to check back in literally 90 days from now to see what has taken place. And hold on tight, everyone. You're about to see some incredible things unfold. You're in good hands, brother. All of you, we're going to take good care of you, make sure that we're working together in partnership and building something really of magnitude. So congratulations. We're excited.
Thanks.
All right, let's keep going. Another win. I know, Matt Phillips, you've got a win there too. Let's do this thing, brother. Good to see you. Thank you, by the way, Matt. Thank you for coming and being a part of this every single week and being a key part of the community, man. It's so good to have you on here. You know, such a wealth of knowledge, and I just want to express a tremendous amount of gratitude for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this, brother.
Yeah, no problem. I like to see the community improve and change and hopefully, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, help improve and just bring on new people and new, just learning different things, different options. The win I was going to bring up, well, two of them, because I think it was yesterday or today. I can't remember. My days are kind of blending a little bit, but someone put on the roundtable chat about their pump going out or having problem, and Anthony stepped in and helped him out. But I asked the guy I can't remember his name. I apologize if you're on, raise your hand or something.
Jay.
Yeah.
Bond. Jay.
Yeah. So he replied, I said, hey, put out what you found, what you learned about what was wrong with your pump. And I think that's just so important. So if you guys ever come across something that's just weird and you're like, you work through it, you get some help and you find out, share that information, because somebody else is going to probably, as our community grows, is going to be having that same issue. And so I just think it's just important just to kind of share that. And if any of you have any, if you're stumped on something and you can't get a hold of somebody, feel free to reach out to me. I can't say that I've done everything, but every time I say, oh, that's never happened to me, it happens to me within the next day or two. The other win is we're bracing for a snowstorm here, but I was out and came across a client that I talked to last year, and he gave me 3 addresses, got those proposals back to him, almost $20,000 in proposals. So just do, just keep going and enjoy it, have fun about it. That's my win.
Brother, man, I love that, and I'm thinking about that chat in the Facebook AK Roundtable general chat, right? We've got a chat group in there. For those of you that are not part of the Facebook AK Roundtable, you may want to join it. And we do have chats in there that you can interact with some great people. And that general chat is a cool place also for the AK team to see what's going on so that we can make sure that we're doing our work to be able to solve these problems and also be able to bring light to that, right? So, remember, everyone, we are on the same team. Everybody is working together. If you're dealing with a struggle, a challenge, any kind of equipment issues or those kind of things, just know that we're here for you as partners and making sure that we're making things better on the future. That's such an important thing, right? A lot of people end up thinking that vendors and, business owner are actually, on opposing sides, and it's like that is not the way it should be at all. It should be a together movement, unity of where we're building and working and growing together. It's such an important thing. So Matt, I appreciate that, man. And as you saw, Matt, immediately, like literally Lee Kuhn, the president of Rhino Works, was in there, like I was in there, and that's really the acronym, right? Do you remember the acronym CARE, C-A-R-E? You remember what that stands for? Matt, do you remember that? CARE, C-A-R-E. Everybody write this down. create a remarkable experience, right? Care, create a remarkable experience. And we really need to be doing that in everything that we do as much as we possibly can. And I think we can all agree that that's not easy. It's hard to create remarkable experiences all the time, but I'll tell you, it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you practice it more and more, right? So keep practicing that. And then, and Matt, I know that you're just going to knock this thing out of the park. So the snowstorm kind of gives you some time to keep sharpening up and getting ready to book your season out. Are you pretty much, when are you booked out to, brother?
Oh, I've got repeat motels, repeat gas stations that are on the books. And so, I really am just filling in slots. So my season's pretty much booked out, but I'm just filling in slots. If I have to hire additional workers, I've got, that's what I'm planning for.
And are you very selective in the jobs that you're putting in those slots? Like you're not going to go, I'm assuming you don't go out and do a $250 job unless it's truly opening a door to a big account, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So, I've got a couple of guys that will go and do driveways and small things just to keep busy. Like if we finish early in a day or whatever, just to give them hours. But yeah, for the most part, it's just plugging in spots and do what you can to make the most you can during the season.
Such great advice, and that's interesting too, right? As you grow your business, really at the end of the day, you end up with the same time that you did when you first started your business. Just the time that the stuff that you're filling your time with just becomes slightly different so that you can ultimately build more success, more momentum with your companies. But the time's the same, right? We all get 24 hours a day, I think. Does anybody get more than 24 hours a day? Raise your hand if you get more than 24 hours a day. Nah. I feel like as we get older and as you grow your business more, I feel like there's less time in the day. Anybody feel that? Like there's not enough time in the day? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like, especially as we're going into season here, we all got to remember that as we're going through, we all have daylight, a certain amount of daylight, and you've got your nighttime working as well, right? Who here has done work at night before, making money at night? Who wants to talk about night seal coating or night repairs? Who wants to talk about that? Skylar, Coach Skylar, get on here, man. Let's do this. Tell us all about nighttime work, bro.
No, we did a 653,000 square foot distribution facility. They sell a bunch of like random stuff out of there. It's a big warehouse by us. And so it started out that we were supposed to be doing this project in the daytime. And every morning I showed up, there would be tractor trailers running everywhere. The phases that were supposed to be cleared and ready for us never were. We had a bill rate clause in there. So after about 2 weeks and about $20,000 of sitting in trucks with 7 to 8 guys, they finally were like, called us and they were like, hey, we keep getting billed for you sitting in trucks for us to clear areas. Can we shift this to a different time? And I was like, well, when works? And they're like, well, really the only time is third shift. So then we adjusted the contract again for third shift work. But I can tell you, it was the most craziest time ever. We had those tower lights. They're like little trailers, tower lights. And we're pulling these tower lights around, trying to get like a good 40,000 foot lit up. I mean, it seems like they light up football fields amazingly until you're trying to spray down black sealer on a big giant open parking lot with nothing around it. We had like 6 of them, and we're just laying it down as best as we could. And we'd come back in the morning and lay another coat down if we could, work around areas and just keep going. It was like typically we'd get there at 10 till like 4 a.m. every morning and just crush it.
So when you're doing these nighttime jobs too, like one thing that gets really, really interesting with them is that, do you guys all know, like having seal coat dry is very different than having seal coat cure. And so if you go out to do any kind of night work, if you're just laying down, whether you're using AE, coal tar, or LP, whatever you're using, if you're just laying that down with no additives at all, and you think that you're going to open that lot in the morning, you're in dreamland.
Yeah.
You need to make sure, and frankly, seal coat should always have additives in it regardless of whether you're doing nighttime seal coating, right? You always want to be fortifying the material to the next level so that you have a product that's actually going to hold up to the wear and tear and the traffic. It also enhances and speeds up the curing stages in the material, right? And so that's a really, really important thing. And, you know, Stephanie and Anthony, is Anthony there right now? Stephanie? Do we have Anthony there, Stephanie? Yeah, Anthony, get on here. I want to talk
It's
to you about
Anthony
something,
and
brother.
Tim.
What's up? What's up, guys?
Whoa, are you kidding me? Tim
What's
there
up, brother?
too. Dude, this
Dude,
is awesome, man. It feels like
you should see
family
the
all here.
McDonald's. You should see the McDonald's we're on. Tim unfolded this one all by himself, and it looks A+, dude. Everything is so crisp, gold standard to the max. Like, it is connected, level. Nothing looks broken. Everything is clean. It is amazing. Hey, man, just practicing what was taught, man. Just practicing what was taught, having a good time. Super proud.
For all of you that don't know, so Coach Anthony went down and actually and I actually ended up there too, but Coach Tim and really worked on these McDonald's lots to unfold the gold standard. And it's really, really cool to see Tim there with that smile, Anthony with a smile. You guys you're back in North Carolina, dude.
Just having a good old time, man.
Yeah, South Carolina, not North Carolina.
Yeah,
North Carolina, South Carolina.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course.
It's right on the border. Yeah, we're on the edge.
Yeah, I won't
So what
say
was your
the
question,
same
buddy?
thing, or I won't say the same thing because I'll get in shit for that. But yeah, so my question was, not really question, but additives. Like when we were doing the McDonald's nighttime seal coating, and any time that you're doing seal coat applications, what is your recommendation to everybody on here if you're going to the plant or you're buying drums or totes to seal or whatever you're getting, what should you be doing with your seal coat before you're applying it? And I know that can vary depending on job, but why don't you jump in here? We'd love to get this advice, Coach Anthony.
So my advice on mix design is when in doubt, max it out. So you want to go maximum sand load, you want to go maximum polymer load or what your additives are, and make sure that you minimize all the dilution that you can. So when you're dealing with especially with asphalt emulsion sealant, you're really limited by the daylight and the time that you have to work on the lot. So you want to enhance everything and make sure that the water can shock out of the sealant as fast as possible. And that'll help you with the cross-linking that you need, so you're getting the cure rather than the dry, like Judd had mentioned earlier.
So important, this piece. And a lot of people are like, well, how do I know what additives are like all those pieces? And it turns into, I've watched this over 20 years where people essentially end up saying, you know what, I'm just going to use the AE or whatever they're using for an application, and they don't do it. And so what are some of the things that happens if somebody does night seal coating with just, let's say, an asphalt emulsion on the lot, and it's cooler temperatures, it's 55 degrees and dropping? What will happen to that sealer when you wake up in the morning and you go walk on that lot? What happens?
It'll still look wet, and you will create a slipping hazard because that material, so there's the chemical reaction that's happening is it's called fugacity. And if you lower the fugacic potential with the cold temperatures, it'll sit there and it will be like gelatinous. And it will be a tripping or a slipping hazard for someone. So you really, really, really have to be careful. It'll track in the buildings, it'll track on the concrete, it'll track into the road, and you will have issues. So if you're in doubt, you really want to do a test spot. You want to make sure that you're being as diligent as possible, so you don't walk the property owner into an issue where they can't be operable in the times that you've guaranteed for them. So I've put together a little battle card that I'd love to share with everyone. I gave a sneak peek to Judd last week, and it just really will help you with some of the elementary things that you want to learn in the beginning. So there are some tips and some tools that we'll put together and we'll make available to all the roundtable members going forward. And it's what I've accumulated I've taken some industry leaders and asphalt Hall of Famers and put together a list of things that you really want to be careful for as you start to put down sealer in the beginning of your career. So it'll slingshot your knowledge forward a whole bunch just having that one document.
Anthony, thank you so much for that, man. And I'll tell you, like, I'm dropping a link just for everyone to have it in here as well. There's a blog post that we had done about additives and the importance of making sure that you're using them. You know, a lot of people say, well, yeah, but that's going to increase my cost per gallon now on this kind of job, and that's going to end up impacting my profit on a job. So I want to charge the same thing on top line, but I want to also reduce my cost. So I'm just going to put seal coat down. So I want to try and break that mindset, because raise your hand, everybody, straight up. Like, raise your hand if you truly believe that you want to build enterprise value and a company that's going to have a lot of repeat business. Raise your hand if that's what you're looking to do. All right, cool. So let me ask you something. Do you think that it's important to deliver the expectations that you've set with a customer? Is it important to deliver the expectations you've set with a customer on closing a deal? Raise your hand if you agree with that. All right, cool. Raise your hand if you agree that you should over deliver on the expectations that you've set with a customer. All right, cool. So if you actually have a product that goes down and the next day you have tire marks that are literally just wearing the sealer off because you did a job at night and you have to go back 2 or 3 times to go do touch-ups because you haven't used additives, who thinks that that's going to be more expensive than actually having the additives put in the first place to give you a great outcome on your job? Okay, cool. It's like, I ask everyone this, right? If you take a glass of water, it's good for you, right? Water's good for you. All right. Well, if you add in essential minerals in that water and you add in maybe a vitamin B drop and a vitamin D3 drop and a vitamin C drop, do you think that that water might have a little bit more oomph than what that glass of water had, right? So same kind of concept here. Team, remember that going into every project that you are going to be doing, you got to understand what your costs are before you go and price it. We're all on the same page there, right? Everybody nod. Yeah, we're all on the same page. Understand your costs before you go into a project. It's such an important thing. And so if we understand our costs and we have our FSA additives that are added into that material, and it's, by the way, it's so negligible. Like, Anthony, you would agree, right? Like, so negligible in the grand scheme of things. Like, it might increase your cost per square foot sometimes by what? In some cases, a quarter of a penny.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you factor in a dime's allowance on every job, you'll cover all the additive you could use for the entire season.
Yeah. Right. So awesome. That is, and so team, additives, you'll see that link, by the way. I did drop that in. Everybody got it? Raise your hand if you see that link, the blog link in the chat. You've got it. Bookmark that. It's good. It's a good read. There's some videos too on YouTube about that and so on and so forth, but learn about that, right? Very important. Cool. All right. By the way, Diego, where are you? Diego, I cannot see you. Where are you? Can we hear you? Diego, can we hear you? Come off mute, man.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm right here.
Dude, I am so excited for you, man. Congratulations. We are so excited to be working with you, and we're going to knock it out of the park. We're right here alongside with you, man. Let's grow this thing, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, really, really excited about this, man. I know Addie's stoked too to be working with you, and just know that anything you need from us, we have your back, man, and growing this thing, building it with you. Okay, brother?
Okay, that sounds good. I did have a question. I don't know if we can answer it here or I should just ask. Yeah, so I've decided to work for an asphalt company 3 months ago. I've been working with for 3 months, a big company here in Southern California, and I noticed that they do the traditional patching repair, which is the remove and replace the asphalt. And I looked into the infrared, and I've been looking around. I go on Google Maps, Yelp, type in pothole repair. No one's doing it, so I thought, okay, this is the market for me. but I'm a little weary. I'm a little worried about the infrared because I don't know how to do it. The only thing I know how to do is just a traditional patch and repair. So I saw some videos of you guys. I saw some videos on YouTube. It seems a little bit, everybody does the infrared patching a little different. Some put rejuvenator, some don't. So I was wondering if you can help me understand exactly how to do it. Because I know that it's, if you can go ahead and explain, yeah, that'll help.
Yeah, man, don't overthink it right now. As long as you know the exact steps that you need to follow, like Tony just put in, super easy. I mean, at the end of the day, anything that you do the first time is going to be a bit of a challenge, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about this, if you simplify things and you look at the video and you say, well, my goal is to actually heat the surface up and penetrate that surface with the heat. I don't want to burn the asphalt, but I want to do a thorough heat, right? I want to get down into a couple inches, 2.5 inches into that asphalt. If that's available to you, do a thorough heat press right on that. Once you've done that, man, you're taking just a nice steel rake right on the back edge and you're just building your window frame around that area. Take your serrated edge and just rake that asphalt back and forth, right? And then as soon as you've raked it, you want to make sure that you're taking some fresh asphalt, some fresh hot asphalt from your hot box. And you're going to go ahead and just take a few scoops. You want to make sure that that asphalt's about quarter inch above the asphalt surface, sometimes half an inch, depending on the depth. And what you'll do is just make sure that it's embossed from that original surface, because when you go to put your rejuvenator down inside of it and then you compact it, it will compact down into a flush surface. A lot of people make the mistake, though, they don't add the rejuvenator. And I'm telling you, add rejuvenator on every application, brother.
Now that's the one that confuses me. Do you add a rejuvenator when you scarify it, or do you put rejuvenator after the new asphalt, the new virgin asphalt?
You want to, so generally with infrared, what the guys will do is they'll scarify it and then you'll add your new asphalt in, throw your rejuvenator in, give it a light rake, and then do your compact.
That makes
Anybody
sense.
else
Okay.
doing infrared right now that is doing it this way with the rejuvenator? Anyone else that's out there in the market doing that?
Hey, Judd, I was going to tell him too. When he was looking for the infrared is actually an East Coast. Infrared started on the East Coast, not very common in the West Coast. Like I have a full size IR truck. But in California, Kazi, who manufactures big IR trucks, just got bought out by a California company. So their facilities in California. So yeah, if you could get into it from the beginning, and you'll be having people saying, "What is this?" And yeah, as far as the rejuvenator, if you rake and you have hot asphalt, new asphalt to put on there, you won't have to add much rejuvenator. But if you're using millings and then putting down, you have to put that rejuvenator in there to help bond that and let it cook in there. So make sure your asphalt's nice and hot, spray it on there, compact it, just take a look at it. After a while, you'll learn what that top coat looks like and then you'll be an expert.
So put rejuvenator over the new asphalt, over the virgin asphalt, correct? Not after you scarify it.
Yeah, after you've scarified it, after you scarified everything, raked it, added in your material, whether you're putting in hot mix asphalt or if you're putting in wrap, which is recycled asphalt. I've seen guys that will just wrap in plastic buckets and dump on their hole there. You have to heat that wrap up, otherwise that rejuvenator just burns off. It doesn't have anything to bond to, but you need the heat. You need that asphalt to be heated up for that rejuvenator to actually do its work.
So Diego, just step one, heat the surface. Step two, build your window frame around the patch.
Yeah.
Scarify that asphalt surface. Add in your hot mix that you're going to have. Throw your rejuvenator on top of that. Don't scarify, but rake it again into itself. Then make sure you're leveling it and compacting it. I'll just let you know too, like I'm connected to also like OGs in the infrared. Don't overthink it, but like I can get you on a phone call too if you're ever needing like some more advanced advice. But really, you're going to do 2 patches and you're going to be like, dude, I get it now. This
Okay.
is it. Just make sure, too,
Okay.
like when you're using your plate compactor as well, and you're using a vibrating plate, make sure that on your infrared patch that, it's seamless, right? It becomes
Right.
seamless, essentially. So your vibrating plate, a lot of the time, people are just along the edges, they keep their vibrating plate completely flat and just compacting. And a lot of the time you'll get a rougher edge. So if you have a rougher edge around that, where that seamless, where Scarab built the window frame, if it's a little bit rough, don't be afraid to take a torch and heat up along the edge of your patch or any rough areas, right? And then just take your plate compactor and push down on the handle a little bit to tip it on its back edge so that you have more impact per square inch on the back edge of that vibrating plate. Does that make sense?
I know exactly what you mean. Yep.
Cool, dude.
I got
I'm
it.
excited
Thank
for
you,
you,
man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
and by the way, not a lot of people doing it in California. I can tell you one thing we love to do, and one thing we love to coach. Man, we love disrupting, bro.
Okay.
Market, sell,
Okay.
do examples. You have a big opportunity with a pothole on it on a commercial lot, and you see that pothole and it's a liability risk. Man, go in there and just tell them you'd love to repair it to make that parking lot more safe. And you just want to show them one of the potholes you're going to do to show them what it looks like and how it is. And then you get the contract for their 19 properties that they might be responsible for, right? So just be wise on how you're entering the floodgates. We never approach one pothole as the opportunity. We always approach the pothole as an opportunity to unlock the gates to massive opportunities for you.
Yes. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Thank you very much for answering my question.
Pleasure, brother. Thank you, man.
All right.
Appreciate it, man. And Diego,
Thanks,
one
Matt.
last thing, dude. One last thing, Diego, that you need to do.
Sure.
Trust me. This would work so well. So well. For the next, I'm telling you, the people that do this will get super, super wealthy doing this in the infrared patching world or in the pothole repair world. If you just go get a camouflage hat that says Pothole Hunters on the front and Pothole Hunter on your shirt, I'm telling you right now, if you were hunting potholes and people knew you were the Pothole Hunter, you'd crush it.
Okay. I'm definitely going to do that. Okay. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Think about a Facebook ad campaign with demographics, right? Do a geo fence around your targeted Facebook ad campaigns. Do 100 miles in every direction from where you want to work, and run that to a demographic of facility managers, property managers, groundskeepers. Generally, in this market, you're going to go between the age of 35 and 55, right?
Okay.
And you guys can listen to this recording right now, but 35 to 55, set that demographic and set an ad up of you with a selfie stick, man, and your camera of you repairing a pothole, and say, I'd love to come to your property and hunt your potholes and keep your property safe, long lasting, and looking great. Give me a call. I'd love to set up a free estimate for you. Boom. Put that ad on Facebook, dude. Let's go.
All right. You said, what was the radius on it?
I don't know, wherever you're willing to travel. It could be 50, could be 100, could be 200, but like 200 miles a far way to drive to go do a pothole job. And generally you can ask, once you get people calling into you, you can say, hey, I'm not going to be able to drive all the way out there, but if you do me a favor and you send me a video of a walkthrough of your parking lot where the main potholes are, I'll be able to let you know what we can do for you there. And you do it virtually, right? Cool.
Yes, I understand. Thanks,
Nice,
Judd. I
man.
appreciate that. That's a golden nugget right there. I'm going to do that.
Cool, brother. Looking forward to working with you, Diego. Thanks again, man, for the business, bro. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Let's go. Coach Stephanie and Coach Anthony, come on. Let's go.
Hey, I just wanted to, Diego, you sounded really like you were cautiously stepping into that process. And I just want to remind you that the infrared process itself is really, really forgiving. So any mistakes that you make, you're going to be able to modify it and to correct it. So just walk into it with confidence and know that no matter how bad the first time it turns out, you can always redo that a second time and you'll be able to get a little heat in there. And it's a very forgiving process. So you're always just one call away from help. And remember that we're here for that reason. So utilize us, man. You just got to leverage the help around you and you're going to crush it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem, man. Reach out.
Appreciate it. All right. Will do.
Hey, Judd, can I share a secret? Can I share an infrared secret.
Brother, you can
That-
share anything you want, bro. I'd love it if you share. Let's do this thing.
So I have a truck that's a 3-ton hot box, and a 6x8 infrared box that drops down off the back of a truck. So I do a lot of infrareding. Here, our hot plant shut down for the season. So at the end of my year, I'll get about 2 to 3 tons of asphalt, and I'll scoop asphalt and I make biscuits. So if you can think of, one scoop, because they don't want them to be heavy. I don't compact them. I just put them in piles, and they look like cow pies, literally cow pies of just of asphalt. It hardens up. So when I'm out infrareding, I'll set those biscuits up under my infrared to heat them up. And then I have brand new hot mix that I can mix into the infrared hole. So for those that are doing this, because you could go to Home Depot and buy a bag of cold patch, but that cold patch oil, if you get that up under your infrared, it's going to smoke, catch on fire, and just it doesn't bond like you would hope that it would. So that's my secret for infrared. So
Awesome. Thank you.
Love that, man. It's like cartridges, right? Like asphalt pie cartridges. That's awesome. So cool.
And you make so much for it. I did 2 potholes 2 days ago. Those patches, those things sit there, and it cost me pennies to make because it's asphalt that I would have went back to the yard and dumped. So there, I use those. I heat those up, make $200 or $300 per pothole for mix it is ready to go. And none of my competitors can do that. Nobody has hot mix. They have a winter mix or they have a cold patch, and this is a permanently sealed pothole repair.
Listen to this math, everyone. You ready for this math? This is like, oh yeah, I love this, man. By the way, don't ever let anybody tell you cannot make a lot of money in this industry. Don't ever let anyone tell you can't, because you can crush it. You can make a ton of money in this industry. You just need the right path to follow to get to that destination. That's it. What you believe is what you believe. If you believe that your destination is down here, your destination is going to be down here. If you believe in the destination up there and you have the plan to follow to achieve it, then you're going to be successful. Then you'll be able to do the things that you love to do in your life and to be able to live a really great life and not have to be sitting there worrying about the next buck, right? Like that, everyone. Let's pay attention to the yellow brick road and the people around us right now. We've got coaches that are literally here for you, to help you achieve the success that you want, whether it's weekly on the round table or you do one-on-one stuff. Like this is the stuff. This is the difference between buying a piece of equipment somewhere or supplies and just being left to figure it all out on your own and to build out that path on your own. Leverage the community, leverage it. Because I'll tell you, that hot box that you're going to go and fill with 2 tons of hot asphalt will cost you roughly about $220 to have that box full of asphalt. And you'll be able to go out and make $4,000 or $5,000 with that box. With one load, $220 will get you $4,000 to $5,000 worth of patching. Who here is in the industry and knows that you can make that kind of money with 2 tons of asphalt? There you go. Anybody who's in the industry that knows this patching world, I'm telling you right now, you can get a lot of return on any time you buy hot asphalt. But I ask you, what jobs are you going to sell? That's up to you, Pothole Hunter. Let's do this thing, man.
Judd,
Yeah, let's go.
we just did that one last week. It was only 2 ton of asphalt. We charged $19,000. It was $16,684 was the total profit after 3 guys, 11-hour day, my 2880 and overhead. $16,684 one day, 2 tons of asphalt. It was $89 a ton off-season load. And it was just a bunch of random skim patches for John Hopkins Medical.
Yep.
16,000 profit.
And they're happy as could be, right?
Yeah, happy as could be. I mean, and that we also had some crack fill and some other stuff there. That was like another 7,000 in crack fill and some other random stuff, but just the asphalt section.
So if anybody on here, and this is really cool, anybody on here that wants to explore, experience any kind of infrared or pothole patching, and you want to speak about that stuff to get the guidance, reach out to your coaches, reach out to the team at AK, whoever you're communicating with, have a conversation about it and make sure that you're adding that to your arsenal, because I don't know anywhere else that you can go and invest money and make that kind of return. And also, if you're in the crack sealing, seal coating, or striping world, and you don't have a pothole option, like to repair potholes or do any kind of repairs around catch basins and so on, if you don't have that solution, you're leaving money on the table, straight up. 100% leaving money on the table. I'm not saying to go, crazy and go buy dump trucks and go buy 6-ton boxes and all this stuff. I'm just saying get started and grow and scale, right? So if you want to ask any questions to your community here, feel free to do that. But we'd love to be able to help you monetize from pothole repair. Congrats, Skylar, man. That's awesome, dude. All right. Let's keep rolling. Any other wins? I see Tony also said Tony Locke said that is his number one biggest moneymaker or biggest margin service, right? Is that what you said, Tony?
Yeah, 100%. It is the biggest return. Like you can charge a lot for it, and we have the 2x2, so just 4 square feet, and we've charged upwards of like 800, and then that'll take us less than 30 minutes from dropping, like showing up to leaving, packed up leaving. So it's
my advice on this topic, because it's a sensitive topic as well, right? What we're charging. So when I hear $16,000, when I hear $800, some people charging $125 per press. I just want us to make sure that as we're pricing things that sorry, I'm just going to click mute here. All right. As you're pricing things, make sure that you're doing it in a way that makes sense for your company. So when I hear $800 for your company and your time, so when I hear $800 from Tony, what I hear is he's going to go and do a job that includes a pothole, but he's not going to leave his office or place of business and go and do a job that's anything less than $800, right? So Tony, you're not saying, and come off mute, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not saying that you're going to go and charge $800 per pothole. It's just that you have a minimum, correct?
Yes, 100%. And this takes a lot less. There's no big trucks really. I mean, unless you have the hot box, but there's really not much overhead to it. It's pretty incredible. I recommend to get into it for sure.
So the other thing that this does is we often talk about pain. We talk about aspirin, right? Remember, everyone, that the pothole repair is the gateway. As we just said to Diego, it's a gateway for opportunity. If we can solve the pain that somebody has relating to the pothole, that's the liability risk, and that's our entry to create that trust with the client. I think that at that point that we've done that, we have a better opportunity to sell them additional services because we've built that relationship. People love to do business with people they know, like, and trust. I can tell you one thing for sure. It takes time to get to know whether or not people are real, right? It takes time to get to know whether or not you want to do business with people, right? Raise your hand if you agree with that. But once you've developed the relationship and it feels right, because the person isn't asking the whole time, but they're giving and having conversation, and you're able to actually have a push-pull relationship, you end up in a situation where you've earned the right to sell. You have to earn the right to sell. You can't just shove something down somebody's throat and tell them you need this, and this, and this, and here's a quote, and go get this now. You need to do this. Like, that does not work. And so I want you to think from a sales tactical approach for you guys, make sure that when you're going out there to sell, that you're giving them stuff, giving them information, making them more knowledgeable, educating them about safety, making sure that we're eliminating or reducing the risk of liabilities. And so I ask you guys with this 5-step close, that this is the 5-step close that I shared at the AK Roundup when we're in Tampa Bay. And what I'm finding is that this 5-step close is working really, really, really well for people. And I'm going to share this with you guys. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and see if I can get the tab properly displayed. For some reason, I'm having a challenge. Sorry about that. There we go. Can everyone see my screen okay? Yeah, cool. So make it happen in 5 easy steps. Well, first and foremost, I think that we should absolutely know who we're going to be marketing to. I think that we all agree that there's a list of people that we need to be reaching out to. And so that prospect list is people you know, people that your people know, and then cold call. And so if you build a prospect list in stage 1, then what we do is we actually start dialing the phone to that prospect list that we've established in, let's say, a Google Sheet, or it's in AK Dash where you have your leads. But you're going to go ahead and start making those phone calls. And if you make those phone calls to book pavement assessments, then you have an opportunity to be able to tell them, hey, Judd here calling from Asphalt Kingdom. We're actually going to be in your area doing free pavement assessments for property managers or owners or facility managers just like you. And we're going to be doing it completely free. What we're going to do is tell you where your pavement is in its life cycle stage. We're also going to give it a PACER rating, and we're going to give you this assessment, this report. It's kind of like going to the doctor, right? Like you go to the doctor for a medical checkup, and they do all of these this medical checkup, and they assess your medical condition so that they can ultimately provide you with solutions, right? So in step 2, we're doing this and delivering it. Step 1, 2, and 3 is just give, give, give. Once we have delivered the pavement assessment to them, do you think that now we've maybe got the opportunity to be able to move that to a quotation in step 4, where we're now actually giving them a solution relating to reactive repairs and proactive repairs relating to the assessment that you did? Of course, step 4. And then, of course, step 5, we go into close the deal. What I'm getting at here, team, is if you go into a property and you just say straight out, hey, here's a quote for repairing all of your potholes on your parking lot and your crack sealing and your seal coating and your striping. If you do that right out of the gate, the chances of you closing that deal are going to be slim. You need to be able to build your pipeline, get it moving in the direction of give, give, give. It's like the jab, jab, jab. Now I can give a proper punch, right? And I don't like to use punches necessarily as my analogy, but it's like, let's give, 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 give. Once we've given.
Judd, can I tag team this?
Oh, brother, you're already in. Let's go.
So to talk about like this opportunity, right? And we can go back to these potholes. So these potholes were a liability, right? So they couldn't get a contractor A to come out to do them because nobody wanted to touch them because they were super, super shitty. They were everywhere, and it was cold. It was 50-ish degrees, so we were preheating and everything else. And then on top of it, we explained these phases and, talked about different options, and they were very convinced on the maintenance side for a long time. So we go and we do these potholes, and they're like, wow, this is great. No one's going to trip and fall. We did a small concrete repair there too on the sidewalk. And so when we did the pavement assessment originally, we delivered a pavement assessment, and then they wanted a maintenance plan. So we deliver the maintenance plan, and with the maintenance plan, I explain, I'm like, listen, this maintenance plan is going to get the liabilities away now. It is really, really dumb to seal this thing and do it. If you want to do it because you're trying to buy time, seal and crack fill, buy time, we'll do it. And, it is what it is, but it's a horrible idea. But if you're saying you need to do this just for the liability reasons, we can do it. They didn't want to hear anything about a top coat or a remove and replace or reconstruction, because there was many spots of the lot that needed reconstruction. We do these potholes. As soon as we do the potholes and the crack fill, they call us and they're like, hey, that other $90,000 option you were talking about, we would love to do that. They were like, you're telling me we can just overlay some of these sections and put fresh asphalt and we can do them? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, please send that. And they're like, and actually you did say that there was some reconstruction phases that needed where you need to completely take it out because there's really bad alligator areas and the water drainage isn't happening. And there's a lot of sub base failure and we want to rip out phases of the parking lot and build this out. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, actually, we love that option too now that you got this done and you've got in exactly like this. We came in and we did these potholes and we took something that no one wanted to do. We had to fill, there was even lots of cracks that were like 3 inches wide, 4 inches wide by 15, 17 feet. You know what I mean? It was just really, really lots of like shoveling and raking and shitty stuff like all day long with 3 of us trying to get them into smaller, gaps and moving things around. But they were just worried about the liabilities, and we cleaned that up for them. And now, it went from a maintenance project to, multiple phases of reconstruction and overlay of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's the reality of getting your foot in the door.
So Skylar, this is right here what you're speaking about, and it makes me laugh, man. Like, well, it doesn't make me laugh because we need more of us that are really going into this and operating like a professional company. Like, let's operate professionally. Let's not have shitty branding and shitty communication skills. Let's not have shitty proposals. Let's not have a business that is not operating professionally. Let's all operate professionally. Like, let's make sure that, with our businesses, as we're building our businesses and we register a domain name, don't keep your company name at gmail.com. That's not professional. You have to change it to your name and your email your domain name afterwards, right? So it would be Judd at Asphalt Kingdom. We do that professionally. If you have other reps in your company, make sure that their other team members have their proper email address. Make sure that you have proper business cards that aren't just some flimsy business card that looks like toilet paper. Have proper business cards. Do something that differentiates. Have a QR code that's on there that actually allows somebody to scan it to be able to go straight to your website and your social media pages, right? Do stuff that's professional. And here's my point. Skylar, you won that job because you're professional, bro, because you actually took the time to educate the customer. You went above and beyond, and you did something in that upper echelon of mindset that we operate from. And frankly, the other people probably didn't even answer their phone.
Prospectively, too, this project was 2 hours away from me, first off. Second of all, I was going to sub it out, and I called 15 plus contractors. I had 3 of the 15 pick up their phone. The first one, the dog was barking in the background, and I couldn't hear the lady. I hung up on her clean, like 30 seconds in the call. Click. I hung up. I was like, if you can't take my call in the office like a normal person, I'm not going to speak to you. The next guy answered his phone and tried to tell me what I needed to do. And I'm like, listen, that's not what I'm asking you to do. I need the quote for this. Here's the 3 separate quotes I need. And he just kept going and going and going and going. And I'm like, look, I totally understand. And he was overselling and trying to shove something down my throat. He was trying to sell an overlay. And I didn't want that. I was like, look, the opportunity is filling these potholes first. After this, I will get us the overlay work and I'll get us R&R work. But right now we have liabilities. People are going to get hurt. And he just couldn't get that through his head. So I just stopped answering that guy. And the third person jumped in and then jumped back out and never went ghost on me. So I went down and did it myself. And here we are. So
Done and 16,000 in profit plus. So as we're going into the spring right now, I think that we can all agree that, if you're in the northern climates where you have snow and weather that's going to weather the pavement, you want to make sure that the first thing that you're going out to do, like right now, unless it's snowing like crazy, but you want to get out there right now early. You don't want to wait until it's June. You don't want to wait until it's May. You don't want to wait till it's April. Right now is the time to book your calendar up. Like, just to be clear, Olivier, we're going to have jobs. You're going to have jobs booked. You just started, dude. Like, you're just starting. You're going to have jobs booked. You know why? Because we don't let our coaching clients not book business, because then we fail. And so we have to book business with our clients, with our coaching clients, with our students, with our team. And so as a community on the roundtable right now, I'm going to challenge you guys all to go hard right now and pre-book your April or May or June and get those months stacked. And the way that you do that is by going out there and doing pavement assessments that you then move to quotes, and then you move your quotes to closed won or closed lost. If it's closed lost and somebody doesn't move forward with it, are they gone to you forever, or is it maybe an opportunity for you to circle back since they'll remember you because you did that great job in giving them an experience that was exceptional? And so let's get out there. Let's start building our pipelines. Let's start really being proactive and booking ourselves up so that we can make some great money this season. You know, I think we all know this, that in order to make $1 million in revenue, we have to do $2,500 jobs. Nobody here wants to do $2,500 jobs. You might want to do $50,000, $20,000 jobs though. So go hunt, go for those. If you want to do 100, you want to do $125,000 jobs, you can do those too, right?
And remember, getting those jobs becomes easier when you don't need 1 million leads to do it because you're so professional and your systems are so fucking clean. I'm sorry. Your conversion rate is better.
Like, Skylar, there's little kids listening.
Skylar,
I cannot.
Skylar's passionate. Skylar's passionate.
Yeah, you got me in the zone right now. I cannot stress that enough. Like when, you know, we speak about these things like, you know, the leads of 20 or $50,000, $20,000 jobs, right? But if you're only closing 1 out of 20, like that becomes a headache in itself. But if you can close 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10, which you can if you have really good systems and really good processes and you show up really professional, it becomes super attainable and super easy to do that thing. But when you're cycling and showing up and under delivering value on the front end, closing those jobs becomes just as hard too. So it's not just a numbers game of scale to get all these leads in the door. It is to an extent, but you got to have a good system and process to make sure you're delivering the front end value to close these clients.
The other thing too, just to throw some cinnamon on top of this, let me explain something that I think is really important to us. Do you think that having the optics of truly understanding what your conversion rates are is important to you? Raise your hand if you think that it's important to know your conversion rates. Raise your hand if you believe that it's important to know your average job price. Raise your hand if you think it's important to understand what you have out in quotes right now that are pending and what their average quote price is. All right, cool. So if you understand, if you have the optics that you need to get you to the destination, I'll give you an example, right? If you want to do $1 million in revenue and you need to do $50,000, $20,000 jobs, if we know our conversion rate is 25%, it means that we have to put out 200 quotes at $20,000. 25% of 200 is 50. We get 50 jobs landed at 20,000. So I ask you again, what are we hunting? What are we going out there to truly, are we going out to pick up $1,000 striping jobs? Or are we going out there to pick up bigger jobs than the 1,000? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the $1,000 striping job. I'm just saying, make sure that those jobs that you're going out to seek aren't just off the cuff, that it's actually relating to the plan that you have set out for yourself. And then have the optics to understand where you are on the trajectory. So inside, and I'm going to throw this in here because it's important, AK Dash, we actually have all of the optics inside of there showing exactly what's going on in your dashboard when you go in. Like the base seat for that, I think it's $49 a month, team, to be able to have an understanding of where you are, like, and have CRM and to put out proposals. It's very, very inexpensive from an investment perspective to give you the pulse of what your business is performing like right now and where it's going. So make sure, and you can set your goal targets and do all of that in the system. You want to do $5 million, we can set up the goal targets in the system to get there, but you have to put in the work to actually get there. You cannot stray from the yellow brick road for too long, or what will happen is you won't hit your target. And so if you're straying on the yellow brick road and we're straying from the target, it means that we need to set a new target if you've decided that you're going to change the path completely. Don't convince yourself that you're going to do $1 million if you only have 16 days left in your season. Don't cheat yourself. Make sure that up front and early right now, we're setting up the plan for success. It's so important. And it's so easy to get off that path because it's just like, oh, I'm just going to fill my schedule with work. I'm just going to fill my schedule with work. You guys, honestly, raise your hand if you've ever been there. I just want to fill my schedule with work. You've been there, right? Well, let's just fill it with the right kind of work. Because I want you guys all to make a bunch of money and really, really be excited about that too, right? Let's not just work hard. Let's make shitloads of money too. Let's build a business, build enterprise value and do it. Cool, team. We're up for time. And I'm actually checking out of an Airbnb and going to a hotel tonight, believe it or not, because we have a neighbor that has left their dog in the neighboring unit that's stuck barking since the last 2 days next door. So we were unable to sleep last night. So we're kind of pulling all-nighters right now in Guatemala. But it's been super, super great to connect. Raise your hand if you got some golden nuggets tonight, everyone. Yeah? All right, cool, awesome. Let's do a one-word close. We'll go around the board and then we'll end this meeting and get ready for next Wednesday to light it up. Let's go around the board. Everyone, let's start. I'm going to start randomly and just come off mute when I say your name and just say the one-word close. Olivier, you're number one tonight, so one-word close. Olivier, one-word close. One word to describe the way you're feeling tonight.
Excited.
Fantastic. Mr. Wallace, Robert. You're muted, brother. Click that mic. Did I hear go?
Go. Yep.
You ready, bro? You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Me too, man. Me too. Great lighthouse. I love that you changed that. That's beautiful. By the way, nobody ever asked any one of our team members to put a lighthouse in the background. It just all of a sudden starts happening, right? Lighthouse is in the background. Cool. Shine that light bright. Stephanie, one word close. Stephanie.
Action, action, action.
Cool. Good to see you back again. I'm so glad you're here. Michael, one word close. Michael Winley.
Teachable.
Love that. Tom, one word close.
Money.
I love it. All right. We've got, I'm going to say D'Amica. Do people call you D'Amica? Is that for short?
That is my full name, D'Amica. Thank you. You got it right.
I love it. Great. Love it.
My one word close is motivated.
Motivated. I love that. Me too. Coach Stephanie?
I'm going to say people.
Love that.
And
Anthony's
I love
there?
you all. Anthony's here.
Movement, brother. Movement.
What about the kiddos? Are the kiddos awake?
Yeah. Do you want to do a one word close? What's your one word? How you're feeling? Hurry, be quick. Excited. What's yours? What? You're both excited? Okay, they're both excited.
Heard it here first.
Let's go. Let's go. Jason, one word close. Jason, come off mute. Click that microphone button in the bottom left.
Yeah. Gratitude.
Love that. Thanks, man. Me too, bro. John, Palladian pavement in the house. Click that mute button.
Something.
Billy.
Got another acronym for you. Triple G. Grit, grind, and grace.
Love that, man. Fantastic. Good to see you on again, bro. Smooth way asphalt.
Roland.
I have a feeling I know who that is.
Michael, it's Michael Wayne Hood. Yeah, how are you? Good to see you.
Awesome, man. Good to see you. I love that smooth way, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Let's go, Matthias.
Hunter. That is in pothole hunter.
Let's go, Mark.
Proactive.
Good to see you on again, brother. Matt Phillips.
Success.
John.
Passion for what I do.
I love that you love what you do, man. We love what we do and we love what we do together, man. It's awesome stuff. Tony.
Back to back, my words were stolen. So we'll do, it was proactive and Hunter you took. So we'll do, what was it? Pursuit.
Nice, nice. They were just borrowed, by the way. Skylar.
Passionate.
Diego.
Confident.
Tevin, good to see you, man. One word close. Let's do it.
Here.
Let's go. Tanner, one word close. You're muted. There, we got some audio interference. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. All right, cool. And then I've got iPhone, so I'm not sure of your name, and I don't know your name by face. You're on camera right now. It says iPhone. One word close. You got a brown jacket on. Yep. The only one wearing a brown jacket tonight. Come on.
Is it me?
Yep.
Man, I just joined you guys. I'm late.
That's all right. We got one word close. One way to describe the way you're feeling today, right now.
Persevere.
I love that. That's awesome. Cool. My one word close is community. And I am so glad that everybody was here tonight. I'm excited that everyone's investing their time. Jack, you just came on camera, brother. You got to do a one word close now.
Opportunity.
I love that. That's fantastic. Great. Well, it is nothing but opportunity ahead. Stay close. Look at it. Take that screenshot right now, everyone, of all these email addresses, all of these incredible people that are literally putting in the time to sharpen their spears, get better at what they're doing. It's an honor, a privilege to be here with all of you. I'm looking forward to building all of our businesses to the next level. Looking forward to seeing you all next week, next Wednesday. Same time, same place, right here on the AK Roundtable. Let's go, team. Let's go crush it.
Right on.
Let's go.